Sonic is a franchise that has always been near and dear to my heart. The Sonic series have been games that I've been playing for as long as I can remember, and I have played damn near every game this spiky blue boy has been in. The Sonic series hasn't had the best reputation for the past while, with the series being a bit of a punching bag for its numerous, we'll say less than well received games. But growing up I always had fun with Sonic, even with some of his weaker outings. I don't know if it was his personality, the characters, the sense of speed, or what, but there was always something about Sega's mascot that enraptured childhood me. I'll admit, in recent years I found myself starting to feel a little down on the franchise, with not even I being able to find joy in games like Sonic Lost World, Rise of Lyric, or Sonic Forces. Nowadays, most of my love for the franchise is being held up by the genuinely fantastic series of comic books made by IDW. Personally, I grew up with the 3D games like Adventure 1, Adventure 2, Heroes, and Shadow the Hedgehog. Those are the games that I usually feel nostalgic for. Now, I have played the classic series of Sonic games, and I do find them enjoyable. I've just never been the biggest fan of them, and I definitely don't hold as strong of a place in my heart for them as others do. So when Sonic Mania, a game that seemed to be a love letter to classic 2D games of old, was announced alongside the new 3D entry, Sonic Forces, I confess I was much more excited for Forces than I was Mania. Boy, what a fool I was. When Mania released, it was met with huge praise. Not only was it being hailed as one of the best Sonic games in years, it was also being regarded as one of the best 2D platformers of all time. After such a long time of nothing but negative press for Sonic, it was genuinely refreshing to see such universal praise for a Sonic game. The game was so successful that not long after, DLC was announced for the game, giving us Sonic Mania Plus, which added new playable characters and a new Encore mode for the game. Sonic Mania Plus would later get a physical release for the Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Nintendo Switch, the Xbox One version of the game being what we'll look at today. Let's turn the page and see if even a 3D Sonic fan can fall in love with this 2D love letter. The dastardly Dr. Robotnik is back up to his old tricks, and this time he's gotten his hands on a gem called the Phantom Ruby. The Phantom Ruby possesses the ability to warp space and time. It has incredible power. With a new weapon along with his latest group of minions, the Hard-Boiled Heavies, it's up to Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles to put a stop to the Doctor's nefarious scheme and save the day. A simple story, which is all this game needs. Not too much to comment on here, but I will say that I really like the Hard-Boiled Heavies. The designs are really nice, and they're great at providing boss fights with enemies other than just Eggman. They're really charming, and I'm glad they were included. Let's get this out of the way first. Sonic Mania's sprite work is a visual marvel. The characters are so expressive, and the color palette and designs for all the stages is just phenomenal. Of course, the music in this game is excellent as well, but this is a Sonic game, so of course the soundtrack is amazing. Both the remixes and original music alike is an absolute treat to the ears. If you played Sonic 1 through 3 and Sonic CD, you know exactly what you're getting into here. The game is a 2D platformer, where you want to collect rings and make it to the end of the stage as fast as you can. Here you can play Sonic with Tails as a companion, Sonic alone, Tails, or Knuckles. You can jump, spin dash, curl up in a ball to build up momentum on inclines, etc. Naturally, each character has their own unique ability that sets them apart from one another. Tails can fly for a brief period of time, while Knuckles can glide and climb up walls. Sonic also has this brand new ability in the game called a drop dash. If you press the jump button while in the air, Sonic will charge and hold a spin dash, allowing you to use it as soon as you hit the ground. This was a fantastic addition to Sonic's arsenal. It helps keep the pace, and you can get some crazy amount of momentum if you hit an incline just right, all without needing to stop and charge up a regular spin dash. Not including the final boss, the game has 12 zones in total, with a mixture of returning zones from past games and some new additions. The one thing that's really disappointing is that when I say the zones are a mixture of past and new, of the 12 zones, 8 of the stages are stages from past games, with only 4 new stages being included. If you were hoping for a completely new experience, well, I'm sorry to say you're going to be pretty disappointed. Don't get me wrong, the stages are plenty fun to play through, repeat or not, but it can still be disappointing getting a package that mostly just recycles stages that plenty of players have already seen before. This is made a little worse in the case of Green Hill Zone and Chemical Plant Zone, which were already remade in Sonic Generations. Now they do add some new stage gimmicks that freshens up the returning stages, like the magnetic platforms in Flying Battery Zone, or my personal favorite, Chemical Plant's Gel, which bounces you super high. They did put an effort to spice these returning stages up a little, so I do appreciate that. Still, I would have preferred to have had all new stages, especially since the new stages here are so damn good. Studiopolis, Garden Press, and Mirage Saloon are easily the best stages in the game. The aesthetics of each stage are so good, especially Garden Press Act 2. The colors of the stage are so gorgeous, and the ice gimmick that has you sliding all around was thrilling. The new stages blow all the old stages out of the water for me, which only makes it hurt more that these were the only new stages we got. Still, hats off for the creation of these exceptional stages, as they're always the zones I most look forward to replaying. The game can be beaten in anywhere between maybe 2 or 3 hours, but the game's level design greatly encourages replayability. The obstacles and platforming challenges you'll see in each stage differ depending on how high or how low you are in the stage, so your experience through each stage can be different based on how good you are at sticking to the higher platforms. And of course, there's always just the simple challenge of trying to make it through each stage as fast as you can, which is always welcome. So yeah, Sonic Mania is a good selection of stages. The new stages are incredible, and the returning stages are plenty fun in their own right. Some stages didn't really land for me, like Flying Battery, Hydro City, or Lava Reef, but for the most part I enjoyed what was given here. On the subject of replayability, the game also has the returning Blue Sphere mode from Sonic 3, where the goal is to get every blue sphere without touching any red spheres along the way. Getting 25 rings and going through a checkpoint will give you the chance of playing one of these levels, which gets progressively harder as you go along. I never really liked Blue Sphere personally, but I know for many it was a favorite. Completing these stages rewards the player with medallions, which can unlock bonuses like new abilities for Sonic from past games, and a debug mode. I'm pretty bad at Blue Sphere, so I'll admit I didn't get many of the unlockables, but they're here if someone is interested, and the unlockables are definitely worth it. But we'd be remiss to talk about bonus stages and not talk about the Chaos Emeralds. Yes, all 7 Chaos Emeralds are here, and to find them, you need to find these hidden rings throughout the various stages. Entering one will trigger a race sequence of sorts, where you need to chase after the emerald. You want to collect blue orbs to increase your speed, while collecting rings to increase the amount of time you have left. Get enough speed and you'll eventually be able to nab the emerald. I love Sonic's really blocky model here. It looks exactly like the kind of models that would have been made during the time of the classic games, and it's really quite endearing. Stuff like this lets you really feel the passion that the team put into this game. Speaking of passion, the game is loaded with fun references and nods to past Sonic games, which always put a smile on my face. Characters like Fang the Sniper appearing in a boss fight, or Metal Sonic turning to a version of his Metal Sonic Kai form from Knuckles Chaotix. I didn't even grow up with these games and they got me excited. The team clearly loves Sonic, and that love of Sonic is ever present throughout this whole game. Now, if you got Sonic Mania Plus, then you get a few extra features. First, you get 2 additional characters, Mighty the Armadillo and Ray the Flying Squirrel. Now, I was shocked when I saw these 2 would be making their return. Mighty was only ever playable in Knuckles Chaotix for the 32X, and for an arcade game called Sega Sonic the Hedgehog, with this arcade game being the only appearance of Ray. The arcade game was only ever released in Japan, so us players here in North America never saw Ray in a video game. Honestly, the only reason why I even knew who these characters were was because the pair regularly made appearances in the Archie comic run of Sonic the Hedgehog. However, with those comics eventually being cancelled, it looked like Mighty and Ray would never again see the light of day, making this announcement all the crazier. Both characters are a joy to play and offer their own unique abilities. Mighty is really strong, so he can spin dash and ground pound through platforms that other characters can't, letting Mighty reach entirely new parts of the stage. Ray, meanwhile, can glide like the Cape Feather from Super Mario World, and if you play your cards right, you can get some crazy distance with it. Both characters even get their own unique models for the Chaos Emerald chases. Look at them. These characters can be played through either the standard Mania mode or in the game's new Encore mode. Encore mode acts like a sequel of sorts to Sonic Mania, taking place after the events of the original Mania mode, with the hard-boiled heavies being brought back. In this mode, you replay the stages with some new level designs to fit the new characters. Here, instead of a live system, you can find monitors that give you another character, whom you can switch between. These characters act as your lives of sorts. If you lose with one character, you'll switch to the next one in the lineup. Lose all 5 characters before you get any back, and it's game over. Encore mode isn't anything game-changing. It just provides a new way to play through the stages, with a little change to the level design to keep things a bit more fresh. If you're not eager to play through the stages again, this mode may not be for you. But it does give a new way to play the already great stages, so it's a welcome addition nevertheless. I think if I have any nitpicks, it's that most of the boss fights are pretty easy and don't put up a lot of challenge. I mentioned how cool the Metal Sonic fight is, but if you let yourself get hit, you can use the invincibility frames to get so many hits in and end the fight in a matter of seconds. This can also be the case with a number of other bosses. Not all of them, mind you, but a good percentage of them. I'm also of half a mind of the boss of Chemical Plant Zone. With this boss, to beat Eggman, you need to beat him in a game of Puyo Pop, which is of course a reference to Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. This is a cool callback, but it's also just a completely different genre of game. If you're good at games like that, then this is no problem, but it could definitely be a bit of a wall for some players who may not be good or even know what Puyo Pop is, and Sonic Mania just randomly throws this puzzle game at you in the middle of your 2D platformer. Still, this issue is minor, and once you get past that initial wall, Sonic Mania doesn't throw any more weird curveballs like this again, but I just feel like it was worth noting. Nitpicks aside, it's plain to see that there's a lot of positives about this game. The level design is exactly what a classic Sonic fan would want, and the game is just gorgeous. Add all the fun references to past games, all the bonus content with Plus, and some really top-notch new stages, and you have yourself a fantastic Sonic game. Yes, the game's bosses are all over the place, and there are a lot of reused levels, but that doesn't stop it from being fun to play. That being said, here comes the hard part of the video. As I'm playing, I see all the hard work and effort that has been gone into making this one of the best Sonic games in recent years. When I'm sitting back and I'm looking at the game objectively, I can see that the game is excellent in so many areas. But when I'm playing through it, I only feel that it's good. I had fun, but I don't really see myself pulling this game off the shelf for casual play a whole lot. It's like I said at the start of the video, I didn't grow up with the classic Sonic games. I don't really feel a strong sense of nostalgia for the games Mania pays tribute to, and at the end of the day, classic 2D Sonic just isn't my bread and butter, you know? So with the possibility of upsetting many Mania fans, I personally would rank Sonic Mania at the number 5 spot of the ranking. It's way better than J-Stars. However, if I think about which game I'm more likely to go back to when I'm feeling bored, I think Way of the Samurai 3 would beat out Sonic Mania. Again, I can see that Sonic Mania is an easy 9 out of 10 game, but when it comes to my personal taste, it's perfectly good. So that's Sonic Mania. Next time, it seems we'll be jumping back on the Marvel superheroes train a lot quicker than expected. But don't worry, this one's seen as one of the good ones. As long as it's no Battle for Earth, I think we're going to be just fine. But anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. Take care, and may we see each other again when we turn to the next chapter in the Tome of Silver.